Okay, so like I was saying in my last video about the 1 Corinthians 6:12. If you guys don't recall, I will read that again for you. The verse says, this is the New King James Version, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not helpful. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. And the Message version says, just because something is technically legal doesn't mean that it is spiritually appropriate. If we went around doing whatever we thought we could get by with, we'd be slave to our whims. So, to continue what I was saying in that last video, I'm sorry, my grandmother called me, but I had to take it. Anyway, we have to help each other. I'm not saying we have to walk around telling people what they can and can't do, but we have to be willing to set examples for other people. We have to be willing to take somebody aside and say, hey, maybe you shouldn't get involved in that. Maybe you shouldn't do that. And I mean, it doesn't even have to be life-threatening. It could be smoking weed. I mean, it's life-threatening if you get caught a bunch of times by the law and you get sentenced to life over something that could have easily been avoided. But again, like I'm saying, we have to realize that just everything in this world is not meant for us. And some of the things that have even been brought up in the world were only brought up as distractions. They were brought up so we could be tested. God gave us free will, but that does not mean that we have the free will to do anything. Because if you really want a true connection with God, you can't be so free-nilly with everything. You have to understand and own up to the commitment that you made with God. And yes, repent. It's there. God will forgive you. But it's almost like a relationship that you have on this earth. If someone continuously kept breaking your trust, kept breaking you down, how willing would you be to go to that person, to go back? And we see people in these toxic relationships, whether it's a friendship or more, and we're seeing people lose themselves in other people. So we have to learn how to differentiate the things that we should be involved in versus the things that we should avoid, the things that we should try not to make so popular in our world. Why is it a popular thing for girls to be hoes and boys to be pimps? Like, I mean, we may not use those terms nowadays. I'm sorry, it's a thought. But, I mean, and we laugh and giggle about it. I've called people thoughts all the time, but no, it's not right. I'm speaking from experience. It's not right. And what's funny is they usually say when you're uncomfortable, you're growing. But sometimes that growth can be in the wrong direction, because have you ever been in a situation where, okay, put it this way. Think about the first time that you cursed. You might have grown up in a household of people that curse all the time, but the first time that curse words ever came out of your mouth, it might have felt like, ooh, ain't nobody say that? Oh, alright, I'm gonna just keep cursing. And then it just became this habit of deterioration. And I mean, accepting God and believing in Him, that's a big step, but there's more to it past just spitting out some Bible verses or going to church. My pastor always talks about it being a lifestyle, and I am no angel. I sin. I have made mistakes, but I'm working on it. And I guess part of this blog is I'm not going to sit up here and try to be a preacher. I'm going to talk about real topics. I'm going to talk about different things in the world, and yes, you are going to get these godly rants because He's someone that's important in my life, and if I can branch out and bring other people closer to Him as well, come on, because that's what we're supposed to do. We are called to be disciples for Him. So, if you have any questions, any comments, please do it below. I will be expanding this on my blog some more. just some written words about it. And I hope everybody has a great day, because I'm going downtown Detroit today. Alright, I'll see you guys later.